Hey everybody, the Banga's back. Welcome to part 12 of Let's Play Golden Sun Dark Dawn, brought to you by GameAnyone.com. Alright, it looks like we made it to the top of this mountain. Hopefully that'll get us over to Belinsk. I mean, to hell with all the other towns nearby, am I right? Oh great, now we gotta fight trolls. Same dealio as before. Let's go with, Starburst. You hit him with a little dousing. Maybe they're weak against Earth. Nope, fire. Double chop. Okay, they recover HP gradually. You reach level 13, Karos. I always call you Karos. Yeah, let's hit ourselves up with some heals. Alright, everybody's in tip-top shape. It's good to know there isn't like any nasty traps waiting for us. Oh, we can go back down if we want to. Do I? I can hit growth over here. Yes, I can. What if I go down? Well, at least I won't go down all the way. What's the purpose of this cave? It looks like there's some kind of machine. Hit it with whirlwind? It doesn't interact with anything at all. What if I whirlwind this? It lifts up. Oh, I see what I need to do. It looks like it needs to hook up to something. I messed up. Let me try that again. What's with these dots? Seems like you can't do anything to them. Is there supposed to be something you would activate to move this? I feel like that's what it is. Oh, you can't move it just by hitting move. Yeah, it seems like something should happen with this. I guess grip would not work. Maybe I'm not... Maybe I don't have the right synergy for it. What if I use whirlwind while it's already whirlwinded? No, it just gives you another whirlwind. Yeah, it ends up going all the way over there. Then the puzzle is unsolvable. Yeah, definitely unsolvable. Maybe we can't do anything with it right now. What's up here? This is not the top of the mountain? Really? There's more? There's a Mars Genie over there. I'd like to get that. We've climbed all the way to the mountain town of Passaj. I can't wait to see it again. Now, follow me to the very spot that Creighton believed was the only way across the peaks. We're almost to the passage that Kraden believed would lead across the Kirin Mountains. It's above the town. Let me take you there directly. We can come back to explore Passaj later. Alright, let me go read this. The Cloud Platform. So, this is the way across the Kirin Mountains. What? But we're so high in the clouds that there's nowhere else to go. Nonetheless, this is the spot that Kraden believed was the key to crossing over. That's impossible! We're at the very top of this mountain. How can we go anywhere from here except back down? If only we had a Swordwing with us. Oh gee, Tyrell, you know where one is, right? But here's the crux of the matter. See that mountain across the sky? That's Craggy Peak. Kraden says that the ancient ancestors of us Adepts lived there. This mountain was once home to the Neox. Their ancient but highly advanced civilization created many remarkable devices. They were known as the Gene. Our ancestors lived there and many other places across Weyard. In ancient times, those who could use Synergy were known as the Gene. With their powers and their understanding of alchemy, the Gene created a great civilization, which all faded when alchemy proved too dangerous to the ancient world. The Gene that lived on that peak were known as the Neox, and they looked over this part of the world. The Gene ruled all civilization with their powers. Those who lived in what is now called Craggy Peak were called the Neox. The Neox worked with the Exathi, or the Exathi, to create the alchemy machines. But when alchemy vanished from the world, so did the Neox. Did Kraden think that the Neox used their powers to travel between here and there? Exactly. He thinks they could create some sort of sky passage between the peaks. The Neox Gene worked with the ancient people of Passaj to create a machine that could manipulate the clouds. Kraden said that such machines were based on alchemy principles. The one in Passaj is called the Alchemy Forge. This ancient machine was built by the Neox and is powered by the element of fire. It is thought to create wondrous things. Well, show us the way to this machine then. It's not so simple. Kraden couldn't figure out how to get Passaj's Alchemy Forge running. But Kraden is a genius. How can we succeed when he couldn't? We have to figure it out. There's no other way to reach Balinsk and catch up with Kraden. Not to mention getting to Morgul to find that feather. If only we hadn't run into those fiends in the cave. Hey! Blados had a direct hand in forcing us into the southern part of Angara. But why is that masked man tagging along with him? You know, that guy who wanted to know if we had the glyph book? He was eager to send us south to find you, Reef, not Kraden. From what I could gather, it seemed that Kraden suspected his true identity. I got the feeling that they knew each other pretty well. Do you think so? Perhaps that explains why Kraden was so willing to part ways. Well, I can't imagine that they'd be friends, but old allies, perhaps? I trust Kraden, but I can't see anything about that masked man, trusting anything about that masked man or Blados. I don't see how this helps us get across the sky. Now, if only we did have a Swordwing. Too bad ours is broken. Of course, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. So all we have is an ancient legend about a machine that can make a cloud passage. I wish I had pried more details from Kraden when we were last here. No use fretting about it now. I guess we'll just have to investigate this ourselves. That's the only way we'll get to that peak. So, we have nothing but a dusty Gen A legend to go on? That's all. Just the Gen A and a fabled cloud passage to the Craggy Peak. What? Have you had another thought, Reef? There was one more reason Kraden gave up on getting to that peak. He said we didn't have a wide enough variety of synergy to start the Alchemy Forge. Variety? What kinds of synergy did he think you needed? I don't know. Well, who else came here with you and Kraden? Just my sister, Noelle, and we're both water adepts. Then maybe we have a chance, because we cover all types of elemental energy. You might be right. Then let's find that Alchemy Forge, Reef. I'm sure that we'll create that cloud passage to Craggy Peak in no time. I didn't notice it before. Things feel a little different from when I was last here. This place is brimming with synergy power now. Can't you feel it? I'm certain it wasn't like this before. Changes in the wind. The key to all of this is in Passaj. Let's head back to town then. I'm sure we'll uncover the secret there. Alright, well, seeing as how Reef left the party temporarily, he unassigned the right shortcut. Good for him. Okay, well, I guess we're allowed to go into town now. Meeting in session. Entry prohibited. Oh, okay. What are they meeting about? We often speak of the ancient times here, young ones. The people of Passaj owe much to our ancestors, the Exathi, who were master craftsmen. This ancient people gained the respect of the world, and even the Gen A with their great craftsmanship. Though the Exathi had no synergy, their skill made them partners with the Gen A in creating things that use elemental power. But the Exathi own just as much as the people with special powers called the Gen A. There was a third group of ancients we have heard of, known as the Fori. In ancient days, the Fori were those who had neither synergy of the Gen A nor the craftsmanship of the Exathi. The word itself, Fori, even seems to be an ancient insult that meant simple people. They had neither special powers nor master craftsmanship. Sadly, the world laughed at them. I feel for the Fori now, for you lost so much of the old days. Aww. Oh, this is the forge. This is the machine. What is all this? So, this is the ancient machine, Reef? Indeed it is. Well, tell us everything. Don't keep us waiting. This is the Alchemy Forge. That doesn't look like any kind of forge I've ever seen. Forges are normally used to make weapons. And this one creates a cloud passage to Craggy Peak, huh? But the Alchemy Forge isn't doing much of anything at the moment. Perhaps it's broken? Hey, Tyrell! Throw a fireball at this spot marked with a flame. I can't stand when Karis bosses me around. Just fire it up! And then she'll get mad at you for using synergy. So, that's the secret. It's not broken, just disconnected. So you think we can get it running again? I don't know. It's awfully big. Maybe you're onto something, Karis. So, what do you think, Matthew? Can we get the Alchemy Forge started? I agree. This place looks like it has lots of parts that we can manipulate. Alright then. So where do we start, Hotshot? this blocks the secret to reconnecting the forge, Karis? She gets like this. Just watch. I am watching, but I don't understand what she's doing. The lines of power are broken. First, let's reconnect them throughout the chamber. Then we should fire up the forge again to see if the Alchemy Forge powers up. Yeah, what she said. We'll have this Alchemy Forge up and running again in no time. So, let's reconnect all the power lines and throw another fireball, okay? Reconnect the power lines, eh? Can't I just move this? I guess I can't. I'll just do that. Can I move this one over here? Guess I can't move that one at all. Alright, let me put Fireball as a shortcut. It looks to me like I have to... Oh, wait a minute. Can I move this? I can. Well, let me exit and re-enter. Because I'll just reset everything. And I think that's what I have to do. Can't move anything over here. But I can move this. And I think I know what that can do. That. Oh, I think I know what I can do now. It'll go over here. So that power line is now connected. But now there's the issue of this. I'm thinking... Why does it look like this one's broken? Wait a minute, I think I know what I need to do. If I do this... Oh, it may not work. Oh, wait, yes it will. Yes it will. Now if I hit a fireball... like this. There, we did it. You know, everyone in town's going like, well, what's happening? Who has tampered with the Alchemy Forge? Who are you intruders? Tell me at once! If you're with those terrible soldiers, don't bother trying to strong-arm me or my people. I may look old, but I'm a descendant of the ancients. Passaj will never cave to you outsiders. We descendants of the Exathi will band together. So I'll speak with the Ayuthe king, but not yours. Excuse me, sir, but we're not who you think we are, though you and I have met before. What are you looking at, Gramps? Gramps? I'm an elder of Passaj. Call me that, or my name, Bago. Anything else is disrespectful. This elder of Passaj, like all descendants of the ancient Exathi, is a blacksmith of great craftsmanship. He is stubborn and short-tempered, but devoted to protecting his people, especially against incursions from Caucho. Now, who lit these fires? Was it you? One of you must be able to wield Synergy. All of us can. We're Adepts. Are you now? The Adepts are descendants of the Gene, who reigned over the ancient world. I have heard the legends of the Gene, and even the Neox of nearby Craggy Peak. I have also heard of the Exathi, who were your ancestors of legend, right? How did you come to know all of this? I am a student of alchemy. I once visited here with the scholar, Kraden. Kraden, did you say? Is Kraden with you now? No. I'm sorry to say that he's not. What a shame. He was an interesting old fellow, and we parted ways too soon. Kraden couldn't figure out how to restart your forge. Oh, that's he's talking. Kraden couldn't figure out how to restart your forge, but we Adepts have. Yeah, that's our handiwork right there. So you have. Well, look at that. The fires are blazing! Though the Alchemy Forge has been relit, this writing says that we need a critical part to control it. What does it say? What? It couldn't be clearer. It says what it says. You'll have to forgive our ignorance. It simply looks like a curious design to us. It all means something? My. For Adepts, it seems like you know less than I'd expect. Wow, rude. What is that? Ah. Soul Mask. That's what it says. Soul Mask? This ancient relic is said to be related to the Alchemy Forge in some way. Anything else, Gramps? You got all the answers. Don't call me Gramps! It says that the machine can only be used once the soul mask is inserted here. Ah, and that mask is in the ancient Ouroboros labyrinth. This legendary labyrinth is said to be quite serpentine, ensnaring those who dare enter its twists and turns. Yeah, just like that fortune teller said. That will be a problem, given that the Ouroboros is below Couch Palace. But are you sure we need the mask? The forge looks ready to go. Yes, it is frustrating, but the ancients probably want to ensure that only the right people used it. I'm certain that's why we need the mask. I only wish it were here. Pogo, what exactly is the soul mask? You seem to have heard of the Neox on distant Craggy Peak, who watched over this part of Angara. The Neox were Gene who helped build Harappa, Iothe, and I guess the Ouroboros? Yes, and Passaj. So few alive today know the secrets of those ancient times. What are you doing? I am one of them, and I rarely share secrets with outsiders. But since you know Kraden, I'll tell you more. I know of an old prophecy about what would happen if alchemy was restored to the world. The Neox predicted that Adepts would come to restore our fallen civilization to its former glory. I have long hoped that such a thing would come to pass, for life here gets harder by the year. Those of us in the southern part of Angara owe what little we have to the ancient Neox. We live our hard-scrabble lives amid the broken pieces of their long-dead civilization. Those people who lived on Craggy Peak really made that much stuff, huh? It's hard to imagine that the Neox could have done so much, yet so little is known of them. The Gene all over ancient Ware took their secrets with them. These Neox sound fascinating. I know nothing of Jinne elsewhere, only of the Neox who guided the fate of our region from that peak. When the ancient Jinne faded into history, so too did the Neox. I'm sure Kraden has told you that the ancients cut off the world's connection to alchemy. Of course! All that powerful synergy was too tempting for the ancient people of Weyard. So they placed devices across the world to stop it up. As we now know, stopping the flow of synergy had terrible consequences. Synergy is what sustains the world. Without it, everything began to decay. Our parents were the ones who saved the world. The warriors of Vale. Those are your parents? Kraden told me all about the quest to save the world with the Golden Sun. Kraden does like to talk about it, doesn't he? He's quite proud of the role he's played. A noble soul, that Kraden. And you are the children of the warriors of Vale. Remarkable! How does this all relate to the Soul Mask? Oh, yes. The Neox created the Alchemy Forge just for the craftsmen of Passaj. But synergy was needed to keep the forge running. So, when the Neox vanished, Passaj couldn't use the had the hiccups. Passaj couldn't use the Alchemy Forge anymore. What a clever young man you are. Without synergy, our forge stopped, and Passaj began its long and slow decline through the ages. When the Golden Sun happened 30 years ago, we thought our forge might restart, but it didn't. I guess we simply needed the right adepts to come along, but it's not yet at full strength, it seems. To get the Alchemy Forge back in working condition, you don't need any more fire, that's for certain. We need the Soul Mask, don't we? Right. As you can see, that's exactly what we still need. But why would the Neox require a mask to operate the machine? If I had to guess, it was to ensure that only their allies could get to the Neox city on Craggy Peak. And speaking of allies, and enemies, Soul Mask is perilously close to our enemy, King Woe of Caucho. The military-minded ruler founded the new country of Caucho in the name of his home empire, Sana. He spends his days plotting how to take over more of IJ, and has mysteriously built his palace upon ancient ruins. The Ouroboros is under distant Caucho Palace, from which King Woe is waging war on Passaj. Caucho has sent waves of soldiers to conquer Passaj. He fended off their attacks. Do you think that the Caucho soldiers are trying to get their hands on the Alchemy Forge? The very notion saddens me as well. What a terrible thing it would be. But how could they do anything with it? What do you mean? Well, we adepts could only start it up, and even now, we still need the Soul Mask to actually use it. You know, that mask seems just as important to the people of Passaj as it does to us. So it's twice as important to find that Soul Mask. Kraden did think this machine was very important. It does seem that Bogo and his people have fallen upon hard times without their forge. We cannot ask you to enter the Ouroboros for our sakes. No, it is far too dangerous. What is inside the Ouroboros? It's a fiendish labyrinth. Its twisting, turning coils have ensnared all who dare enter it. Gramps, that's some crazy story. Stop calling me that! Nevertheless, it's all true. The Ouroboros is a maze filled with riches. Many treasure hunters have ventured inside. Let me guess, he never came out. But none has ever returned. Not one in all these years. Have any adepts ever tried? Elder? I don't believe so. Perhaps you could succeed. We at Passaj could never thank you enough. If you were able to restore our Alchemy Forge fully, and wouldn't the King of Iothe be fascinated? The King of Iothe? King Pythos, or Pythos. This ruler of Iothe is known as King Pythos. He has presided over a new era of prosperity brought by the restarting of Iothe's alchemy well. The people of Iothe are also descended from the Exathi. They have their own ancient machine. Iothe has another one of these machines? Theirs is called the Alchemy Well. This ancient machine was built by the Neox to produce water in vast quantities. The Iothe machine started working suddenly about 20 years ago. Iothe's growth has been explosive since then. I've been somewhat jealous. So my heart's desire is to see our own Alchemy Forge working again. Where's he hurrying off to all of a sudden? Before you leave Passaj, you must learn more at our meeting hall. We have ancient secrets to share. Please come outside. Then climb the stairs on the side to reach it. I'll wait for you in our hall. I guess he'll just move the sign. Alright, we'll do that. Alright, I'm gonna save because my mouth is dry as can be. Well, at least our gin count looks pretty good. 3, 2, 3, 2. Fascinating. Alright, next episode, we'll go explore most of Passaj and go to the meeting hall. See ya, everybody.